Alright, so just to start this off, I read both translations that were available. I was thinking about just waiting for the official to compare it to two, so looking at all three all together. I read the TCB version twice and the Tagashi Troop version once. I would say overall, though, the Tagashi Troop was translation was much more clear, and I will say also the scan quality was clearer. I don't know if that was because it's close. It was released later, so I don't know if they had more time to clean it or if their source is better. I would say the source is better. A good way to like the color page looks better, and I would say look at the detailing on the shot where they look into Longhe's mouth. It seems to be blurry in the TCB version and more not blurry. If you looked at the leaks, you would know what I'm talking about. Like when I read the chapter, but I noticed that with TCB in general, they look like smoother. But there was some, like I said, there were some issues with the translation. I didn't read the chapters, so 391 to 400 when they came out. The last time I read Scanlations, I think it was still manga stream, so I don't know like if Tagashi Trip is going to be able to release them faster as it goes on, or honestly, it was only a couple hours difference, but I don't know. I don't know. I know some people get the issues like literally Monday. I can see on Twitter that people already know if like One Piece is going on a break Monday. We're talking about the chapter, so officially it will come out Sunday, but on Monday they already know. We're talking about, and this is a week ahead. So I'm hoping that the Takashi Troop version can come out sooner, and I'm gonna read the official version on Sunday, obviously. And if I notice any glaring differences, then I might just start posting the reviews on Sunday instead of Friday. But to get in the chapter, there's several big reveals here. So, first off, Longhi being Beyond Netero's daughter, and confirms that he's not Silent Majority, or she's not. Furikov actually thinks she is, but she's not. But that we did confirm, though, at least that she is the hidden nin user that he was talking about. The other two being, I'm not sure their names, but the two guards for the Ninth Prince, Hulkenberg, and then Lowberry, which I believe she was with Cacho. Yeah, Cacho. She was with Cacho. So there's that, and then we get the reveal. It's not so much a reveal; it's a confirmation that if you go back to chapter 349, it says it's the panel when it's got like 8 queens and like a silhouette profile, and it's got Nasubi there, and that's where it says the legitimate children of one of the 8 queens. So it doesn't have to be the Kakin King Nasubi, or Nasubi, however you pronounce it. He doesn't have to actually be the father. But when Longhi's explaining this is one difference I did notice in the TCB versus the Tagashi trip. It was like, if you read the TCB scan, it's like, it's not Karapika saying that Longhi's telling the truth. It's more that he believes he's telling the truth, or she is telling the truth. And and a lot of things Longhi says in the chapter, other than obviously the mention of her half sibling that's named as Makaha. It's just kind of like she's like extrapolating this and making a hypothesis about it, basically. So I don't know if we don't really know if it's fully true. And so it's kind of like there. Oh, and there was another translation difference. It was the choice of wording for obviously for the ability. Longhi's ability. When TCB translated, it was just like like one thing. Like most Hunter x Hunter abilities, they have like one name and then another name, like Elastic Love, Bungee Gun, stuff like that. But the other difference was they were just called, I think, like strong sacrifices or powerful sacrifices in the Tagashi Troop version, whereas they were called appetizing sacrifices in the TCB scan. And it's a little ambiguous too about the numbering, how many people there is. There are. I'm guessing there's more. From what it seems, he had more children than he might have needed, just in case, because he wasn't sure about how many princes would be born. So, and this part also is not clear. So if you remember at the end of 400, that's where we see Longhee, and a profile shot of Longhee and Karapika, and Karapika does agree to collaborate with them. It's not exactly clear within the chapter if he did agree. He says that they didn't agree, but Furkov notices something changed, so I'm not too sure. If you go by the end of 400, you would say for sure that it did, that Karapika agreed to the contract or whatever. But if you look at this chapter, then it doesn't start off at that right point. It starts off actually when Longhee enters the room. So hopefully we'll get more clarification on that. I'm pretty sure he did agree, considering the Furkov thing. And I thought it was interesting that Bobby Mina, he didn't respond to Furkov when Furkov said it's probably time to change post. Because from what Furkov can glean from this is that they really can't do anything here. Like, they've got themselves in such a tricky situation. It would be better to go to a different prince, but they could actually act. But I don't know if Bobby Mina is like feeling some loyalty towards the queen, or what that is. If you remember that he took the end off the room in an earlier chapter to relieve the stress that was being put on Oedo. But this chapter overall is really good. I'm wondering if Beyond actually does have a prince that he has, like if one of the princes are actually his kid. I saw some people talking about how Zhang Li was saying when he goes to visit the boss of the what is it? What is his? The ZU family. The ZU family. There's a confusing panel. If you read it, he's like, he's like, I need you, father. He's like, I need your advice, father. It's just weird paneling. People are saying that Zhang Li's dad is actually Longbao, but I think it's kind of confusing how the way the panel is. I'm pretty sure though Nasubi is actually Zhang Li's father. You also have to look at the timeline, which I believe it was said 30 years ago. So Zhang Li looks kind of old. He looks like he's in his 30s. So I would say that if it is one of Beyond's kids, I would say it would probably be the fourth and below, because the other three are obviously the oldest. And Zhang Li already looks like he's 30, and Benjamin looks like he's 30 as well. Camilla maybe could be early 30s as well. So I would say that is probably the case. What else did I have to say about the chapter? Oh, yes. Did want to say this. One thing I like about this arc is it really shows the abilities that wouldn't be good in a one-on-one battle like Silent Majority. I think this arc is really good at highlighting abilities that can just kill normal people like that. It's kind of similar to the Chapter Black arc, where if you look at territories, somebody like Kido is able to stop people that's much stronger than him just by stepping in their shadow, or how Yanagisawa is able to help Urameshi against Doctor. It's fun to see like all the ways they can use the different powers. Stuff like what was his name? The guard that killed a bunch of people at the beginning of the boat departing. I can't remember his name, but you know, he was the one that got attacked by the 12th Prince's Beast. His ability, they could have used it in a lot of different ways, but it's just not an ability that's good in a fight. Also, Bill's ability, that he can nurture and help things grow. They're really cool abilities. But I will say this is probably one of the best chapters of the whole arc, and has major implications on how the arc is going to continue. I know in the preview image, not the preview image, the preview text, you know, it said that we're going to go back to Melody. And I'm wondering when Kaiser is going to go to Karapika's room and tell him about what he was planning with Melody. Because that, if you remember, that's exactly how the last page of 400 ends, as well as the Longhee and Karapika conversation. I'm wondering what the difference is, though, between the weak sacrifices and the strong sacrifices. I'm guessing, if I had to guess, I would say it's a weak sacrifice. or weak curse, or whatever the term they used, is what's been placed on Fugetsu. But I'm trying to understand if because it's extremely similar to what the second prince has with her curse users. So I wonder if which one's stronger, Beyond's curse, because Longhi did say that the curse placed on her and her sister are the strongest that the nin user ever saw. We don't know what the nin user is or how strong they are. I would imagine they're pretty strong, but probably not as strong as like somebody like Biscuit or maybe Hisoka. But we'll have to look towards. I guess they might reveal that. They might not. But I think that's about it for this chapter. It was a really good chapter. I'm gonna take a look at the official translation, see how it differs from the other two, and then decide if I'm gonna do another review using the scanlations or the official scans. All right. Well, hope you enjoy the review.